For the first time since passing the state budget, the legislature has returned to Albany. Today's return also marks the first time lawmakers are back since two of their own were arrested on bribery charges. Senator Malcolm Smith was charged with trying to buy his way onto the New York City Mayoral ticket, while Assemblyman Eric Stevenson was charged with taking cash in exchange for getting some legislation passed. Capitol Correspondent Pat Bailey live at the Capitol today, keeping an eye out to see if either of those lawmakers is showing up in Albany. Pat?
Well, Jerry, there's really two stories here today, and those stories will be dictated by those two legislators who were arrested. First, do they decide to show up here today? And if they do, they're going to have to answer some tough questions that their constituents in their districts are waiting to hear answers to. If they don't, the question is why? Neither one has resigned, and both were given permission by a judge after they posted bail to return back here to Albany to continue their work as a legislator. Now, it was Senator Malcolm Smith who was first arrested a couple of weeks ago by the U.S. Attorney's Office. They said he paid cash to get his name on the New York City mayoral ticket as a Republican. The complaint alleged by the U.S. Attorney says Smith, who is a Democrat, had a middleman pay cash to the Republican heads of two boroughs in New York City. In exchange, it was believed that those men were going to sign the necessary papers to put Smith's name on the mayoral ticket as a Republican. It was a few days later that Assemblyman Eric Stevenson was also arrested by the U.S. Attorney's Office in a separate bribery case. The complaint against him alleges Stevenson took $22,000 in cash, and in exchange, he fast-tracked an adult daycare center opening in his Bronx district. The complaint also says that Stevenson was going to pass legislation to keep other facilities, thus the competition, out of his district. Now, again, the question is, will the two legislators show up here today? And if they do, where are they going to go? The New York Daily News is reporting that Malcolm Smith, who is a member of the Independent Democratic Conference, was told by his conference to stay away, that he will not be allowed to caucus with them before they hit the Senate floor today when they go into session. So will he caucus with the Democrats? That will be interesting to see as well. So there's a lot of stories here at the Capitol, Jerry. They're going to be unfolding in the next hour or so when both the Republicans and the Democrats and the IDC are scheduled to hold a caucus before they go into session.
All right, Pat, maybe the million-dollar question may be worth even more than that. What, if anything, is being done or can be done to curb corruption from here forward?
Well, good government groups think it's campaign finance reform. The governor agrees. He says the campaign finance reform will help keep these so-called bribery or alleged bribery scandals from happening. Other groups say that it's ethics reform that needs to be done. In fact, the Senate Democrats will be holding a press conference this afternoon to unveil a plan for just that, ethics reform. So we'll bring that to you as that becomes available throughout the afternoon. Of course, we'll have much more on this tonight at 5 and 6.
All right, Pat, thanks very much for that live report.